There are a lot of theories that at some point a person is being punished for what he has done. Some believe that this issue is resolved after death, while others believe in the boomerang of life. I probably belong to the latter. And here's why. I'm over 40 now, and I got married not so long ago, 3 years ago. And just recently, a son appeared, which I am very happy about. Many people are surprised that I started a family late enough. In fact, I got married for the first time when I turned 30. Olivia, my wife, has been my neighbor for almost all my life. We ran to school together, were friends, fought, and when we got older, we crossed paths in common companies and had a lot in common. All my friends from those years got together, and Olivia and I got married. We moved into a rented apartment so that our parents wouldn't hurt us, and we had just started earning money in a normal way. That's why we saved up for the initial mortgage payment over the year, took out a one-bedroom apartment, and decided to make repairs right away. Well, purely to refresh after the previous tenants. At that time, I was still driving a truck, so I often traveled to other cities with supplies, returning quite late. My Olivia has already become an accountant in a small company dealing with tenders. It was a demanding job, but from 9 to 6, so she talked more with the repairman. I absolutely trusted her taste. Anyway, she was kind of smart about such matters. She analyzed everything in different places, checked the quality and price before taking something. Well, anyway, the accountant has already gotten to wallpapering. I'm on my way again, and my wife writes back to me, saying that at lunch she went to the store with a craftsman to choose wallpaper, and in the evening they will go to choose glue. I come in late at night, and this Vince is still having tea with us and telling us stories about the customers here. We sat together, laughed, and broke up until the next day. I took the day off to monitor my work, but as usual, I have to get up at 6 a.m. and earn money. Anyway, work with this Vince progressed quickly. He was gluing wallpaper. Then I found out that Olivia had advised him where to buy a new wardrobe. They sent me the photos again. Well, we bought curtains together according to the same scheme. Yes, I already laughed when I said that Vince is like a friend to you, Olivia. You can even choose curtains together. She easily responds to me like this. They say, yes, we became friends. She sends jokes. I'll send them to you now. We laughed together. The renovation is finished. It remains only to repay the debts to the parents for small things, and then to another friend. But I hate debts, so I immediately said that I would not pay them off yet, but would work 7 days a week. My wife didn't mind either. There was also something that could occupy some client who needed to prepare a report to the tax service. In general, for 2 months I literally came home to eat, sleep, and of course, hug my wife. And then, when I was paying off everyone on my first day off, the news came. My wife sat down in front of me in the morning and informed me that she was pregnant. Of course, I was thrilled. Great, I say, this is news, but I'm not going to have a baby and I'm filing for divorce. But she's staring at me without blinking. I mean, for a divorce. What do you want, Olivia? I told her, just wait, we'll figure it out. We'll have enough for the baby. I said something, feeling helpless, just to calm her down. But then she stood firm. No, I've made up my mind. I don't love you anymore. I'm going to my mom's, and we're getting a divorce. So we stepped into the hallway. She packed her things, and I let her go. I called her later, trying to explain things, asking if she knew what was really going on. She sounded genuinely shocked. Pregnant? Divorce? Are you out of your mind? She started asking if I had hurt her, if I'd done anything wrong. Turns out, my mother-in-law had no clue what was happening. We agreed she'd call me back once Olivia was at her place. A bit later, I get a message from Olivia saying, I'm here, don't worry. I called again, but no answer. So I rang my mother-in-law. She picked up and said Olivia hadn't arrived yet. I was getting frustrated by now, joking about how you could at least let me know when she gets there. But my mother-in-law responded seriously. Don't worry, Andrew. Whatever happens, her truth is right here with me. I'll call her now and find out everything." Half an hour later, I got a call back. My mother-in-law was almost screaming in shock, saying that Olivia had completely lost her mind and contacted this repairman Vince. What an idiot. Obviously, Olivia slept with both of them, but she got pregnant by me. They were protected, so the baby was mine, not his. When Vince found out about this, he said he wouldn't mind marrying her, but not if there was no child. Now she's going to have an abortion. Honestly, I was stunned. I tried calling Vince, but he wouldn't answer, probably too scared. So I called my boss, told him everything, and asked for another day off. He, being understanding, agreed. The next morning, I went to my wife's office and found out she'd taken a few days off without pay. That's when I really started getting mad. I began searching for her friends on social media. But of course, I was already blocked everywhere. My Olivia was quick on the draw. That night, I took a work order just to keep myself busy and avoid spiraling. I got home early the next morning and noticed the washing machine and some furniture were gone. The fridge, TV, everything was being taken. I called her again, and this time I went straight to the point. "Did you gain weight or something?" She came back with that audacity, saying, "It's like splitting everything down the middle, your favorite thing. I left it all for you. If you calculate it, we'll share the amounts evenly. You're a man, so you'll get the pennies." She kept going on, like everything was just a game. I couldn't take it anymore. I hung up on her, told her where she could go, and just moved on. At that moment, to be honest, I thought, why arrange all this drama with the courts because of a one-bedroom apartment? No, forget it. That evening, I calculated everything, quickly rented out the apartment, and put it up for sale. This way I'll earn money for a new home faster. So the bachelor life began. Work, work, work. And of course, apartment screenings. The apartment is sold, the money is divided with the former. To be honest, I don't even want to think about how disgusted I've been seeing her all this time. At least I didn't carry my Vince around with me. It's funny, but I still have a good relationship with my former mother-in-law. She couldn't forgive her daughter for having an abortion or a divorce, but in the end she became like a second mother to me. I always knew the city was small without my mother-in-law, but it wasn't until later that I found out the abortion had gone horribly wrong, and now my ex would never be able to have kids. That's when I made the decision to leave my job and start a small workshop making wooden furniture. It had been a dream of mine for ages, but I never thought it was realistic. But then, to keep my head from exploding, I decided I needed to pull myself together. Things started going pretty well. Side tables, stools, hired a few guys, and before I knew it, we were picking up speed. I can't say I've forgotten or forgiven my ex, but honestly, my mind was already on other things. About a year after the divorce, my ex-mother-in-law called me, clearly upset. She gained a lot of weight and was blaming Vince for everything, saying he had ruined her daughter's life. Apparently, he didn't want kids, but was now all about love and romance, leaving barren Olivia all alone. It's a wild situation, but honestly, it felt a bit like karma for her actions, don't you think? I wouldn't call it karma exactly, but I did notice that my ex seemed to be getting what she deserved. A few years ago, out of nowhere, we were just doing business as usual, when suddenly the company my ex works for reached out to us. Turns out, they won a tender to organize some events, and the client wanted keychains from our collection as souvenirs for the guests. So, no big deal. We worked out the estimate, sent the details over, and we're good to go. Then the phone rings. I look at the screen, and of course, it's my ex calling. I pick up, and there she is, all sweet like a nightingale. She asks how I've been, how the business is doing, if I miss her, and if I'd want to grab coffee sometime. Says it's all casual, but that she didn't even think to call until now. We'd have to talk anyway because of the business, So why not rekindle a little friendly rapport? At first, I couldn't figure out why this company suddenly decided to order from us. Then it clicked. This was all orchestrated by my ex. She's got away with everyone, always knows how to make things work for her. But honestly, after all these years, it just seems kind of funny, even ridiculous. Back then, I used to overthink things, but now, I just want them to pay for the order and move on. They can all go to hell.